Hi, and welcome to an introduction to library services for College Credit Plus students at Wayne College. My name is Maureen Lurch, and I'm the director of the University of Akron-Wayne College Library. I, along with my fellow librarians and library staff, would like to welcome you to the college. We have a variety of support services that you will want to take advantage of when you start your classes. This presentation will outline how the library services can be an essential component to your success as a college student. The main goal is to encourage you to be a library user and benefit from all we have to offer our students, whether you plan to attend classes at the college or at one of our satellite locations, or complete your classes at your high school. Let's start out by looking at libraries, college success, and the connection between the two. The connection between libraries and college students' academic success is a hot research topic these days, and the research shows that there is a strong connection. The research shows that college students who are also library users have the following characteristics. First, college students who are also library users tend to have a higher first semester grade point average. They also have a higher cumulative grade point average after 4 years. And finally, they are more likely to continue on to graduation without dropping out or stopping out. So college students who are library users tend to have better grades and achieve their graduation goals. By persisting straight through to graduation, they also save money by completing their degrees on time. These would all be very good reasons to commit to being a library user when you start your classes at Wayne College. So what exactly are we talking about when we're describing a library user? It's probably not what you're thinking. If you're imagining someone spending all their free time in a library and leaving with stacks and stacks of books to read, that's not it at all. Yes, a library user might be someone who loves reading and checking out tons of books, but that's not what we're talking about here. So here's what we're talking about. A library user does any of the following. First, yes, a library user can be a student who uses the library's collections and checks out books or even audiobooks or DVDs. So this is a library user in the very traditional sense. But a library user can also be someone who occasionally uses library resources, like our library research databases or electronic journal articles. It can be someone who participates in library workshops to learn how to use the library resources. Sometimes the workshops are offered live in your classroom, or in the library, or even online. A library user can be someone who simply comes into the library to use the computers, to look something up, or simply work on their projects. It can be someone who actually just spends time in a library, using the library space to do whatever they need, study, read, relax, or meet with friends. Finally, and most importantly, it can be someone who interacts with the library staff, in person or virtually, through email, text, or chat. So you can actually be a library user without even stepping foot inside an actual library. Chances are there will be times when you're using the library more than other times depending on your workload or projects, but you can see it's fairly easy to be considered a library user and benefit from it. So the good news is that as a College Credit Plus student at Wayne College, you have access to so many libraries, and we encourage you to explore all your options. First off, consider using the Wayne College Library, either in person or virtually. The benefit of using our library is that we are already working with the faculty teaching your courses, and we're very familiar with your assignments and your research needs. We build our collections and resources around the courses you're taking, so we're your best bet for having what you need to be successful with your individual research projects. However, there are other options for you to consider depending on your home location and circumstances, especially if you're simply looking for a library to use for the space or amenities like study rooms or Wi-Fi access. As a student at Wayne College, you also have access to any of the University of Akron libraries. On the Akron campus, there are several libraries, including the Bierce Library, which is the main library, covering the humanities, education, and the social sciences. There is also the Science and Technology Library, which supports many of our students in the sciences, including engineering and nursing. There is also a dedicated law library on the main campus. All of our students also belong to the OhioLink organization of libraries. OhioLink libraries are spread across the entire state of Ohio and include other college and university libraries. With your zip card, you have access to the library facilities and can place requests for materials from their collections and pick them up at the Wayne College campus or at any of our satellite branches in Lakewood, Medina, or Millersburg. These libraries include the College of Worcester, Ohio State ATI, Ashland University, Kent State and its branches, and so many more. And don't forget your own school's library or media center. We encourage you to continue to use your own school libraries, and we are always happy to work alongside your librarians and school media specialists to get you the resources you need. This may be the most convenient option if you're planning to complete your coursework at your school. If you have study halls or free periods, consider working in your school's media center. Finally, we are so fortunate in the state of Ohio to have a very robust system of public libraries. Chances are you're already familiar with your local public library's resources and services. It's possible that your local public library is the one that you're more likely to visit because it's close to your home and you're already familiar with its staff, resources, and special amenities. As you can see, there are lots of libraries available to you. You even may end up using several different libraries throughout your college career. It's important now to identify which of the libraries that are local to you and which ones are convenient for your lifestyle. Then make sure you have everything you need to access those libraries' collections and services, whether it's your zip card or your public library card or any other special logins or passwords you may need to access those libraries' online resources. Now keep your own libraries in mind as we make some specific recommendations on how you can adopt the habits of a library user as you start college. We've developed a checklist or a to-do list based on recommendations from the research on being academically successful while in college. The first thing we recommend is that you plan to carve out time in your weekly schedule to spend time in a library. We recommend that you actually write this time on your planner, just like you would plan for the times that you're either in class or at work. You might find that the ideal time is in the time slots between your classes or even after school. Try and make a regular time slot that you plan to visit the library. During this time, you can plan to catch up on reading your textbooks or course readings, write out notes, work on writing your papers, or study your textbook or lecture notes. You might plan to use this time to meet with other students in your class to study or work on projects, or just hang out with your friends while you all work on your projects. Remember, just being in the library helps you with student success. While you're working in the library, we highly recommend that you unplug. Set your phone and your devices to private or do not disturb, and be purposeful with this time, and don't allow yourself to get distracted. If you're going to take the time and trouble to carve out library time, make sure to make the most use of this time. And while you're in the library working on your projects, it's very convenient to indulge your curiosity by looking up information you need to answer questions or make clarifications while you work. There may be times when you're reading your textbook or going over your notes that there's a concept that's not quite clear. If you're already in the library, you're that much closer to finding your answer or gaining clarity. The next item on your to-do list is to learn how to use our college library's resources. You can take what you already know about library research, then apply that to college-level resources that we offer, and set yourself up to be an effective and efficient college library user. The most universal library resource you should immediately become familiar with is the library catalog. Spend time learning how to navigate the library's catalog so you can easily locate books, ebooks, films, and streaming media. The library catalog will likely be one of your first stops for locating resources for your projects, so it's a good idea to get familiar with it right away. Next, you'll want to explore which library research databases are most appropriate for your major or the projects you're working on. We have access to hundreds of research databases at Wayne College, but chances are there are a handful that you'll end up using on a regular basis. Learn the best way to use these databases to be efficient with your time. You'll want to explore the best way to access the library's online resources from home. Make sure your library accounts are in good standing so your credentials will work when you need them to. You'll want to do this right away so you know how to access the resources remotely so there aren't any surprises when you're in a time crunch and trying to get your projects done later in the semester. Even though we are relying more and more on electronic resources these days, there will be times when the resource you need is only available in print. Plan ahead so you know how you will request any print materials and get them to you as quickly as possible. If you need help figuring out the best way to get your print materials, talk to the library staff and we can help devise a plan for your particular situation and needs. Since there are so many online resources available to our faculty and our students, it can be a challenge to learn how to distinguish between them and learn how to best use them. Because you have access to hundreds of online research databases and thousands of electronic books and articles, it can be overwhelming at first, especially since the college-level resources may be difficult to figure out on your own. Here at Wayne College, we have created online learning tutorials called the Information Literacy Modules that will teach you how to select the best resources and search them effectively and efficiently. We recommend that all of our new students take time to complete these online tutorials, or you may even be required to complete them for a specific class you're taking. Either way, by completing the information literacy tutorials, you'll be well on your way to becoming an effective library user and therefore a successful college student. In addition to our more formal online library tutorials, we have more of a self-help option for learning specific library resources called LibGuides. These online guides are available on our website and can be accessed at any time, day or night, whenever you need them. Many of the guides are general in nature, teaching you how to access ebooks or advice on how to write an annotated bibliography, for example. Other guides are designed to support specific assignments. These assignment guides often recommend specific resources like research databases and offer advice and examples on how to search those databases to find materials for those assignments. Between the more formal tutorials and the more casual self-help LibGuides, you'll be able to learn how to use the library resources to be a successful student with your research assignments. The last way to learn how to use library resources is probably the most important one. And that last way is simply just to ask for help from the librarians and the library staff. The key to becoming a successful college student and effective library user is simple. Ask for direction or help whenever you need it. And here at Wayne College, we have a variety of ways for you to ask for help. Our motto at Wayne College Library is simple: just ask. This is the third item on your library user to-do list and the most important one. First off, we love it when you come in and see us. In-person assistance is ideal because we can meet you in person and show you how to find resources in the library's collection and demonstrate how to search our resources. But we know that coming into the library may be inconvenient or just not possible, depending on where you live and your transportation challenges. So even if you never step foot in the Wayne College Library, no worries, we are still here to help you. You can always call us. But to be honest, our phone isn't ringing very often, and we acknowledge that many students don't enjoy talking to us on the phone. If you would rather text us your question, you can do that instead. We have a separate dedicated text line. And sometimes it's just easiest to email us your questions. Email is great if you don't like talking on the phone and your question requires a little bit more detail. But if you're going to email us, you must email us from your University of Akron email account. It's really the only way we can verify your identity if you're asking us questions about confidential things like your library account or status of requested items. At this point, we recommend that you hit pause on this presentation and pull out your phone. Now that you have our phone number, text number, and email address on the screen, now is the time to add us in as a contact. You can call the contact something easy to remember like library help, so that when you're in the middle of a project, you don't have to stop to look up our website to get our contact information. When you're done adding us as a contact, you can resume this presentation. Students may reach out to ask for help in any of these ways, but most of the students prefer to reach out using our online chat service. We include chat boxes on all of our library web pages, our LibGuides, and in our online classroom where you find our online information literacy tutorials. You may also want to take the extra step of downloading the Ask a Librarian mobile app, which is a free download in the Apple App Store, Google Play, or Amazon apps. Finally, there may be times when texting, emailing, or chatting online just isn't enough to explain how to use our resources or troubleshoot your problems. We may suggest switching to web conferencing so we can demonstrate a search or share our screen to help you with your project or problems. Web conferencing allows us to communicate live with video when appropriate. We can demonstrate searches and share screens if needed. Web conferencing is the most similar to having an in-person consultation and can be very helpful when the circumstances warrant it. We do hope that once you start your classes, you'll consider taking the steps to be a library user and ask us for help when you need it. The members of our library staff all came to work at Wayne College because we are passionate about library research and student success. So why not take advantage of our enthusiasm and let us help you meet your goals? We look forward to working with you soon.